Picture a vast city rising in the heart of American desert west, with features such as advanced infrastructure, meticulously designed roads, and streets bustling with self-driving electric vehicles. This city will blend the expensiveness and diversity of New York, the efficiency and connectivity of Tokyo, and the governance and sustainability of Stockholm. In today's video, we'll explore Telosa, an ambitious multi-billion-dollar project aiming to establish a futuristic city on par with Saudi Arabia's The Line. What is Telosa? Telosa is a carefully planned development aiming not only to be a futuristic city, but also to introduce a completely new societal model. Similar to mega projects just like Saudi Arabia's Neom, these planned megacities address modern challenges such as overpopulation, pollution, and climate change. Their goal is to redefine the concept of building a successful city from the ground up, emphasizing sustainability, resilience, inclusivity, and equity for all residents. The name of this city, Telosa, is derived from the ancient Greek word telos, which means the greatest purpose. Telosa, which was revealed to the public in September 2001, is the creation of American billionaire Mark Lohr. After leaving his role as president and CEO of Walmart, Lohr declared his ambitious goal to build the planned city of Telosa. This visionary project aims to establish a more fair and sustainable future, serving as a model for generations to come. Leading the master planning of Telosa is the internationally acclaimed Danish architect Bjarke Ingels, known for his work on a smaller smart city project in Japan commissioned by Toyota. Telosa's fundamental concept, as described by Lohr, is to establish a city where the needs of the people are the cornerstone. Currently, over 50% of the global population resides in cities, a number expected to rise to 70% by 2050. Cities have become crucial hubs for education, research, and economic opportunities, yet the benefits are not evenly distributed, leading to a growing wealth gap. Lohr and Telosa aim to address this disparity by creating a city offering equal growth opportunities to all, regardless of socioeconomic or cultural background. At the planned core is an economic system called equitism, ensuring that the community directly benefits from the city's growth. Under this system, Telosa will own all the city's land, granting citizens the freedom to build and sell homes. As the city expands, rising land values will generate funds reinvested in public services, transportation, education, and healthcare, realizing the vision of equity with equal access to high-quality services for all citizens. Why will Telosa be in the desert? While the exact location of Telosa is still undecided, the planners are considering building it in the American West, encompassing states like Nevada, Utah, Idaho, Arizona, or Texas. Another option is the Appalachian region in the east. The choice to build in the desert is primarily driven by the availability of inexpensive, undeveloped land in the American West. Telosa's strategy involves reinvesting increasing land values into city services, potentially allowing the initially cheap land to cover its costs as the city expands. However, constructing a vibrant city in the desert poses challenges, as evidenced by recent projects like Neom and The Line in Saudi Arabia. Originally said to be partially finished by 2020 and further developed by 2025, Neom is already experiencing delays in its construction. The challenges include the need for facilities to house equipment and personnel in the harsh desert climate, along with issues like high temperatures, water scarcity, and the energy demands of constructing an entire city from scratch. In contrast, Telosa is planned to be fully powered by renewable energy sources. Photovoltaic cells on each building's roofs and strategically placed wind turbines at the city's borders are intended to generate more power than Telosa consumes, making it self-sufficient in electricity. At the center of Telosa will stand the Equitism Tower, the city's tallest structure, serving as both a landmark and a symbol. The tower will feature an observation deck, an elevated water storage system, and aeroponic farms to provide fresh produce for the city. Telosa's layout is designed to ensure that residents are always within a 15-minute commute of essential locations like offices, schools, parks, shops, and restaurants. In contrast to the line, which prioritizes pedestrians and mass transits, Telosa will utilize a combination of well-planned transit systems and autonomous electric vehicles. The city will implement the superblock urban planning concept, concentrating heavier traffic on the block borders while giving priority to bikes and slow-moving electric vehicles on inner streets. This dual approach achieves two objectives: facilitating easy movement between blocks and keeping residential areas sufficiently distant from major streets to minimize noise. The construction of Telosa. Telosa's construction will occur in two phases. The ambitious first phase aims for completion by 2030, allowing the city to accommodate up to 50,000 residents over a 6 square kilometer area, approximately twice the size of New York's Central Park. The subsequent second phase plans to fully develop the rest of the city over the next 40 years, with an anticipated population surpassing 5 million and a total area exceeding 120 square kilometers. In comparison, Telosa is projected to be as large as San Francisco, but with more than 6 times the population living in the same space. The entire Telosa project is expected to cost around $400 billion, with funding primarily sought from potential private investors and federal and state grants. In contrast, Saudi Arabia's The Line is estimated to cost a similar $500 billion, but is entirely funded by Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund and, consequently, the Saudi government. Despite Telosa's ambitious vision, securing funding remains a significant challenge for Mark Lohr and his team in the construction of planned cities. Convincing both the government and private investors to invest billions into a vision that may not be fully realized is no easy feat. While Telosa pledges to prioritize its people in city development, obtaining the substantial funds required to initiate this extensive mega project is essential. Despite facing mounting environmental and financial challenges, with no construction work initiated more than a year after the project's announcement, Mark Lohr and his team remain optimistic and resolute in realizing their vision of the world's most sustainable and inclusive city by 2030. So what do you think Telosa would be able to accomplish differently compared to Saudi Arabia's Neom? Do you think this futuristic mega project will ever be completely built? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you're curious about Saudi Arabia's Neom and The Line, which by the way has recently started its construction, then head over to Luxury Xplore and check out our video about it. As always, thanks for watching and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.